Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. So, we're here for a new stream, for a new Voyager dev stream. Okay? Okay. So, yeah, I hope everyone is doing fine. We're going to be doing some dev around here, and we're going to be working on the interaction system. Okay. So yeah, we're going to be continuing with the things we were doing in the previous stream. Okay, which were basically just an overhaul on the interaction system, which I already have something kind of implemented in the game that I did a couple years ago, but I want to do something from scratch right now because I have like a better well, what I already have is sort of similar, but I want to improve it and make it a bit more like standard and yeah, more like in a general way. Okay, so we don't have any new followers today, but we did reach 20 subscribers on YouTube, so that's amazing. Thank you very much everyone for subscribing on YouTube. If you're watching there and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing because I stream almost every day. Well, I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but I stream like 3 to 4 times a week, okay, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, so if you're interested in the game, or if you're interested in learning how to make a game, well, it's not that I'm doing a tutorial or like teaching per se. I'm basically just working on the game, and maybe you can learn some stuff along the way. Okay, so if you're interested in this kind of content, be sure to subscribe. Okay, and also follow me on Twitch. That would be nice too. We are at 64 followers on Twitch, which is pretty good. We are 6 followers away from the current follower goal, which is 70. It's amazing. So yeah, okay. Other than that, we can just start working on Voyager right now. So, okay, so my hair, I don't know, it's growing, it's better than before. I really hate having my hair really short. I hate that a lot. In fact, I had my hair really long up to here for like a couple years until like January this year, where like yeah, I decided to just cut it because yeah, it was a bit annoying with the heat and everything, because January is like the middle of summer here where I live. So but whatever, I'm just going in a tangent and it doesn't really make sense. So let's jump straight into Voyager dev, shall we? So this is what we have. Okay, current tasks. So interaction systems. What we have to do is basically this, okay? And I'm going to explain this in a little bit. So separate interactions into their own layer, okay? That means that, you know, when in Unity, you can have multiple layers here, okay? And these layers are not only for culling, like for the camera culling, so that camera can separate what it sees based on these layers, but these layers are also used for physical interactions. Okay, so if you have, let's say, a collider like an object that has a physical collider in the layer player, and then you have another one in the layer world, but those two are not defined as interactive between each other in the collision matrix, then they are not going to collide at all. So that's what we are going to be using for. Hey Ciala, how you doing? Welcome. How are you doing? So that's point number one. And number two, we have change collider event class to interaction area and make it as modular and abstract as possible, okay? So in the previous stream, it was a bit, what's the word? So I didn't get a lot of progress. I was like basically just thinking through a lot of things about this system, and I have this basically this description, this thing, which is basically I'm trying to do like a description for designing how the system should work. Okay, so what is an interaction area? An interaction area is basically a collider/trigger that fires an event when certain things enter, stay in, and or exit it, okay? And also when it makes contact with something, okay? So whenever that happens, it's going to fire an event, okay? And that means that it's pretty good because whatever thing that needs the information that it collided with something, let's say for example a projectile. So when you shoot a projectile, that projectile is going to have a little collider that when that collider hits something, that's going to fire an event. So the projectile is going to listen to that event in the collider, and then it's going to decide to do some logic. Okay, so for example, the logic could be that the projectile explodes, okay? Or maybe if it's an arrow, just an example, if the projectile is an arrow, then that's going to be like, it's going to stick into the wall, okay? So each thing is going to be its own logic of how like they behave based on the collision or the trigger, okay? So interaction area, here I have a couple examples. For example, I have this list. So the interaction area can be used by, for example, planets, space stations, service stations, or anything that the astronaut can land on, okay? To detect when the astronaut starship is close enough to land on it, okay? So for example, just to give you a more visual example, I have here my scene where you can, this is the space scene where you can navigate freely and everything, okay? So we can see already I have a planet really close, okay, here. So what happens when I'm close to the planet? So when I'm close to this planet, what should happen is that a little text appears up, like down here at the bottom, that says the name of the planet and also shows the input you have to press to land on the planet. So that's just an example we could use, okay? Something we can use. Then what we can do is, for example, well, that's one of the examples. So stuff that's in space that you can land on with the starship is going to have an interaction area. So I have a little drawing I can show you really quick. So it's here, blah blah blah, here. Okay, let me show you really quick. So this, okay, planets will have this green thing, which is a trigger. Is basically a circle collider, okay? And that collider is going to determine like something. So whenever the starship, like the player, enters this, okay, then the trigger is going to say, oh, okay, so the player entered the area, okay. The trigger is going to fire an event, and then the planet is going to have a script that says, okay, yeah, the player entered my orbit. Okay, now start showing this. So this is going to be the planet name, and this is basically going to be like the input that you have to press in order to land on the planet. Okay, that's basically what we have here. That's basically it. And that's can we put the land on the planet itself? Yeah, we can do that, but I don't know if that's going to look good. I don't know. Yeah, the land icon. So you're saying this, putting this here. Well, it's not going to be like that, but because the eyes are there. Yeah, we could do that. Like, I think I don't really like covering the planet with stuff. So, like putting stuff on top of here, I don't really like. Yeah, we could do something like this, for example, like where we put the stuff on top of the planet. But what happens when the planet is like outside of the camera? So in this case, for example, if we put the text on top, it's going to be cropped there. So what do we do with the text? Do we put it on top of the planet? So I'm thinking like another option is to put the text here in the center of the planet. But I don't really like the idea of covering the planet texture. Or also we can really draw the green landing circle and land at the center. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we put it in the center, like that could be good, but I think that that could look a little bit yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Not only a circle, but many animated. Like how why many circles? Like multiple circles? Like what I'm imagining here is that we would have something like this. Like we would have the circle with the input you have to press, and then the word that says land. So that's what I'm imagining. But I don't know if I like this, because I don't really want to cover the planet with that. I don't know, it could work, but I think I like it better here. It also, like, I think it's going to be pretty evident, because when you're not close to a planet, you're not going to have anything here in the UI. But as soon as you get close to the planet, then you're going to see this, something like this. I think it's pretty evident, and like as soon as you see this, like the corner of your eye, like your peripheral view, is that how it's called? Is going to see this. Like it's, I think it's pretty noticeable. I don't think it's necessary to put the text like on top of the planet. Also, you can already see that this planet has a really high contrast texture. So there's like both colors on this planet are really high contrast. So we have a really bright like yellow color, and then a really dark like kind of blue greenish color, like it's like almost black. And I think like putting text here, it has to be really well like distinguishable. So you have to be able to distinguish the text here. So if we were to put text on this planet, for example, it will have to be with an outline. And also, I think we also would need to add like a rectangle in the background so it's legible. Because I think if we just put the text there, so let me show you what I'm talking about. If I paste this here, let's say, okay, so the text color is black. Okay, so this is the button, and then land. You can already see that this is like terrible. You cannot really read this at all. It's really hard to read it. Okay, just use white. So white, the same thing. It works on some of the parts, but then in the really bright parts, you cannot see like the button. So of course, that's what I'm saying. You can use outlines. Okay, so you can do like this, and then use an outline, which is basically just adding like this kind of thing, you know. So this could work. I'm doing this like whatever, doesn't matter. So let's say we use an outline for this. This like might works like maybe, I don't know, it's still like not really clean. It doesn't look clean. So for that, that's why I was saying we should instead add like a rectangle like this, and just fill that rectangle, for example, like this, and then we put this on top. Okay, so yeah, it should be bigger, of course. Okay, and then we put this, and then we can put this here, and now it's a lot more, like a lot cleaner and a lot easier to read. But like aesthetically, I don't really like it. I don't know, I don't like it at all. So instead of doing that, I think I would prefer to do the thing I was doing, which is basically just adding like the text down here. We need a space on screen for main action. Yeah, also that. So yeah. Yeah, of course. So now there's another thing I was thinking, and I'm going to address this in a different moment. Left corners sounds secondary. Well, it kinda is secondary because looks secondary. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, it kinda is secondary because, like, is it really important to know the name of the planet? Like, do you really care about the name of the planet if every planet has a procedural name? Like, of course, you at some level you care about the name of the planet, because maybe you found a planet that has an interesting name or like a unique name. So that means that, for example, some planet can have the name Ciala, for example, and then that planet could have some special things, or I don't know. That could happen, but it's not something that's principal like in the game. So having the planet name here, I think it's fine, because like most of the time you just want to get close to the planet and then press the landing button, and the button, like the input for landing, is always going to be the same. And once you learn what input is that, then that's it. You don't have to read, oh, what input is for landing, and then you press it. like your brain is going to remember it. So in other words, basically after you play a couple times, you don't really need to see this at all. Like it's not like a really important information that you need to have in the front, like in the center of the screen. I don't think that's really necessary. So yeah, I think it's fine to have it here, so that you know that you're close to a planet and you're inside the area of the planet. And yeah, that's it. You can land from, I don't know, from maybe from here, for example. Yeah. So yeah, I think we should do that. And yeah, so continuing this, so everything that the player can land on is going to have an interaction area, okay? And then NPCs and doors and chests and everything that the player can interact with. So for example, what's this? Oh yes, sent a message to the Discord. So the animator circles I was talking about. So let me do this. Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, we could definitely add something like that. So this is what you sent. So this is cool. This is a cool effect. Yeah, we could add something like that. This is just a visual thing. It's like a decoration, so yeah, it's pretty cool. We could use that, of course. But yeah, basically what I was explaining is this. So interaction area can be used by anything that, for example, one of the examples is NPCs, doors, chests, and whatever thing that detects when the astronaut is close for interaction. So for example, imagine we have the player, okay, like this, and this is the player, okay, the astronaut, and then we have an NPC here, for example, okay, whatever. Now the interaction area is going to be something like some kind of box like this. It's just a trigger, so it's not something that's going to stop you, physically stop you. It's not that you can go through, it's like just a trigger, okay? And then when you enter that area, then the NPC is going to have a little thing that tells you, okay, you can now talk to the NPC. So a little icon is going to show so that you can interact. That's another example of an interaction area that can, of a use case for the interaction area, okay? So that's basically what I was doing in the previous stream. I was explaining some use cases for it. So I'm trying to think about the design of the system, and yeah, I want to start actually implementing the system. So for that, I have this interactions system, which I'm going to change the name into interaction system. And you can see that I already have a couple of things here. So what's that? This is basically almost the same thing I'm describing. Hey, Quometer. Hello. I'm trying to read the emojis. Positive vibes. Yeah, that's right. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. So yeah. So this script is basically what I just described. This is all like kind of doing what I want to do. So I just need to just change the name of the script and a couple things. So yeah. So yeah, I basically want to basically just refactor this this script entirely, so that we change the name to interaction area, and then we can start like creating the actual bones, like the base structure of the class and the system, and then we would have like the actual interaction system ready for start using it. Now there's an issue with this, and that is that if you see, for example, the astronaut already has a couple things here from the previous system. So I did like some like implementation at some level of this system already. But the thing is that, I don't know, I'm not doing it in the best way. So first of all, I'm going to modify the actual collision matrix. Okay, so for that we can go here to physics. Well, it's actually not here. Yeah, they are moving stuff around in the UI. So this is Unity 6. It seems like they moved this to another place. So you can already see that I have like everything toggled off. So there's like a few interactions of the collision matrix. So you can see there's a layer called hitbox, and then there's another layer called world. So I was thinking about, and I don't know if this is the best idea actually, because I don't know, but like in terms of numbers, I think it could be a good idea. So for example, I was thinking about using just one layer for the actual physics and interactions, and I would call that layer just interaction, okay? And then that layer would only interact with itself. So that will be like the only layer that has physical interactions and logic. And I think that's really good, because you can see that at first this is like the default state of the collision matrix, and this is not really good because it means that every layer can interact with every layer, and that's like n to the power of n number of like cycles for reading through all of the possible interactions. So just having one layer that can interact with itself, I think it's the most optimal thing. But then what I'm not sure, and like we may have to change this in the future, is that I don't know if I would need to separate some other interactions into their own layer. So I think I shouldn't be like, I shouldn't have to do that, because we are going to be using tags. So basically there's going to be just one layer in the collision matrix, and all of the interaction colliders and triggers are going to be on that layer only, and they are going to be filtering what goes through the interaction based on which tags it can detect. Okay, so that's it. That's basically it. So basically I was going to do something like this, where I go here and I say add layer, and then here I just add a new layer called interactions. Okay, so now everything that's an interactable or something like that should be in that layer, okay? And like this, like the thing I did with this, that I have like a prefab for the colliders and stuff like that, I should have a prefab for each type of like collider and interaction area. Okay, so yeah, I think we should start with start there actually. So let's go here, and we're going to say interaction only interacts with itself, and that's it. So again, I might need to change this in the future, but for now we're going to stick with this, and we're going to see what happens, and if we do need to change it in the future, then we just change it, and that's it. Then we have some tags here. Now, can I remove, for example, this? Well, not these ones. Yeah, I think I can't. So I have player. Okay. Okay, great. So what's good about having just one layer being for actual interaction stuff like that is that all of the other layers are going to be used just for camera rendering or cooling, okay? That's really good. So I think I should go, for example, I should go to the interaction system again. I should go here and actually change the name of the class, but I'm already seeing 27 references. That's a lot. So what the hell is this? Colliders debug. Like, what's this? So I don't have any reference to this. How can I see, like, oh yeah, I know, yeah. So why did I do this in a separate script? I think it's dumb to do this in a separate script. I don't know. We're going to leave it there for now. I'm just going to go here and see where the hell I'm doing all of those calls. Well, I can already see that I'm doing a lot of calls there, here in the thing. Okay. Now what else? Colliders debug. This is the script which you saw. Now weapon functionality, hit scan. Oh yeah, this is for a hit scan system I did for weapons. Some weapons can have hit scan shooting. Okay, environment detection. Okay, so this is for actually detecting the ground. Okay, on trigger ledge. Okay. Okay. Senses, well, there's a lot of things here too. Okay, so I think this is not too bad. I think I can just change this like to interaction area. Okay, that's great. Now let's see what kinds of things do we have here, and what kinds of things do we need here. So in the script we have the collider. Okay, that's one thing, that's like the base of everything. Then we have the VFX. Now VFX, this shouldn't go here at all, because this should be as abstract as possible, and it doesn't make sense to have any VFX call here, so I'm just going to remove that. and I'm going to remove this function, okay? Okay, perfect. Now, what else do I have? So, tag to check. Now, this is good because I added like every possible tag to an enum, which is good. So that's good. Okay. But I'm thinking that like interaction areas shouldn't only be checking against one tag. I think this should be an array. So this should be tags to check. So yeah, I should even call this filter tags. Okay, and then here check filter tags. Okay. Well, what the hell? If it's none. So what is this? Check filter. So this is just a function to filter. Like I have this. Like this is an ignore list. And this is for ignoring certain like other colliders. So let's say, for example, the player so yeah. Is the actual, yeah, I think it's not going to be enough with only the tags, because for example, hitboxes and hurtboxes are going to have their own tags. And for example, player can have a hurtbox. Well, player is going to have a hurtbox, which is the box that defines where a hitbox can hit the player. And then like player could also, so let's talk about like a practical example. Let's say this is the level, okay, and we have the astronaut here, and like let's say the player shoots like a ricochet bullet, okay? So let's say the player shoots a bullet to the wall, and that bullet is like, it bounces off the wall, okay? So when it bounces back, it can hit the player, but maybe I don't want that bullet to hit the player. So if that's the case, I need to, so for the actual, let's say this is the hurt box of the player, if the bullet hits the hurt box, then the hurt box should say, okay, is this bullet did the player shoot this bullet? Yeah, okay, then ignore it. So that's basically what I want to do. Okay, so that's why I have this list, which is ignore, and yeah, I don't know why I did this. Okay, so yeah, this shouldn't be filtered tags. I'm just going to call it check ignore again. And yeah, I think this could be pretty easily changed to just to say ignore dot contains other. And then instead of calling it check ignore, this should be called is ignore. Okay, perfect. Now, after, like, on top of this, I should be using also this. I should also be using this. So filter tag, yeah, how can I? Can I cast this as a game engine, that game tag? Yeah, it seems like I can't. Cannot convert type string to Neptosmic Voyager game engine game tag. So I basically need to. So this is not a string, and I need to check a string against one of these. So how can I do it in an easy way? So I'm just going to say false, okay, and then I'm going to say filter text.length. I'm going to have to do this this way. So let's do if filter tags index I to string equals tag, I'm so dumb, equals tag, then return. Then we return true. So you're going to check is filtered tag. Okay, so all of this is going to be changed to that other the game object of tag. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Now, instead of doing this, like this, I'm doing here, I think I should do like, so let me grab this, Control F2, and I'm going to copy this and say like that. Well, that's it. And then I'm going to Control F2. Can I do this? Control F2, okay, and then here I can say return, then enter. Perfect, actually. So yeah, I'm going to do that again, and now enter again. Okay, so we have yeah, we pretty much have the same freaking code everywhere here, so I think we should create a function for this instead of like repeating all of the code. And also the events should be so yeah, the actual event, I have collision event type, which is going to be .enter, .stay, blah blah blah. Then the other thing I have is the interaction area, like the other, and then I have the call. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense because I can do other interaction area or other call. I can do that too. So I'm going to remove this. Okay. Perfect. Okay, great. Now, all of this, yeah, this is going to be pretty much broken. So what I can do here is just this and just remove that. Oh man, doesn't work like that. Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to say void process interaction. Okay, and this is going to receive interaction area other and the interaction type. So this is going to be called interaction type. Okay, so it's going to be interaction type, and then that. And also on collision, on trigger, blah blah blah. So here, instead of doing this, I think, oh yeah, those are, I think I can just remove one of these because both are using practically the same kind of action. So I can just rename this on to like uninteracted. Okay, yeah, I think that's better. Now here I should say uninteracted, and this is going to be the callback. Okay, so now here I can say, I can basically do this. Okay, oh yeah, but oh, that's annoying, man. Huh. Yeah, I think I should do collision 2D and collider 2D. I should do collider 2D. Okay. And this is going to be other and other. Okay. Other.collider. So that's better. Because what I was doing is basically I'm getting the component only if this is not returning. But since I'm moving this there, it doesn't make any sense that I also like I get the component anyways and then check if I return or not. I should be returning first. I should be checking this first before getting the component. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And then here I can say callback. So okay, I can do this and then callback that invoke, and then here I can say type, and then other interaction area, and that's it. Okay, so here instead of repeating the code so many times, I'm just going to say process interaction, and then I'm going to pass in enter. So type.enter. Where's this? Interaction type.enter and then other. Oh yeah, and the callback is on collision. And this should be other.collider. Okay? So that's what I should do here. And I should do basically the same thing on all of the others, all of the other ones. So I should go here and do this, and also here and here. Okay, perfect. Now I can just copy this part of the code and that's going to work. Okay, so here it's like instead of enter, this is stay. Then this one is exit, then this one is enter again, this one is stay, this one is exit, and then for all of those three, I have to remove that, and we're good to go. Okay? Okay, perfect. So now we have collisions and triggers, and now everything is a lot more cleaner and readable and everything. Okay, back. Internet went off. Okay. Welcome back. So yeah. I'm glad my internet never like went off while I'm streaming. That would be tragic, actually. So yeah. Well, my internet is pretty stable. It basically never crashes or anything. So it's pretty good, actually. So yeah, I'm glad. So this is good. Now we have this thing called collision info, and hit point. Now I'm thinking that I should also have some kind of like this is good. This is good because it's really useful to have like a wrapper class that contains information about the collision, okay? Such as, for example, the hit point right here, okay? So that's really useful. But like, I don't know, I should think about what kinds of things are useful to have in the collision info class. Is it missing two fields, who and target? Oh yeah, that's actually already here. Like, time of collision, yeah, that could be also useful. So I'm going to add that as a comment. Time of collision, that could be useful. So, you see these 6 functions are from the actual Unity like code, okay, source code. So those are functions that are built in Unity to like detect collisions and stuff like that. So you can already see that those have defined this other parameter to receive the other collider. So then, like, from those, I'm just doing this function. I just created this function, which basically processes the actual collision or interaction or whatever name, and then it does a couple checks to see if that should be colliding with that. And then after that, and after everything is correct, okay, then this is going to get the actual script from the other collider, okay, from the other object. It's going to get the component of the interaction area, and then it's going to fire an event. And then, like, this event is going to be fired, and whatever thing that's interested in listening to that event is going to listen to it and do something about it, okay? So for example, let's go again to the example of the projectile. So the player fires a projectile. That projectile is going to contain a collider, like an interaction area. And then that area is going to, when it collides with the enemy, this is going to trigger this function and is going to fire this event, telling the player or maybe the projectile, hey, I interacted with the enemy, okay? So the interaction type was, for example, enter. So once it enters the collision with the enemy, then this triggers, okay? And then it says, okay, the interaction type was enter, and then is going to send via this event, is going to send the other interaction area, which is going to contain some information, okay? And the information that's going to contain could have this collision info class. So yeah, this is something we we can be like extending in the future. Right now I'm not going to use it at all, so I can just comment that like entirely. Well, now I'm just going to leave it there, but we're not going to be focusing on this right now. What we want to be focusing on is just this class, which already has the like everything ready to be used. So yeah, that's great. Now I have this gizmo color thing, and yeah, I would like to do a couple things. Okay, so I have this, which is called filter tags. Now, there's a couple things I need to do. Okay, and yeah, so yeah, I need to create a new enum. I'm going to call it area type, and this is going to be either solid or trigger. Okay, now this is going to be trigger, default, and then solid. Okay, so for example, solid is for physical objects that contain that have physical colliders. Okay, but then some of them could have non-physical, which are triggers basically. So I'm going to set it here, area type. Okay, that's perfect. Now, depending on the area type, this is going to change some stuff. So here I would have, this should be called editor underscore blah blah blah. Then here editor setup. Okay, so what am I doing with this? What does all of this mean? So this is basically for doing some stuff in the editor. So on draw gizmo selected, this thing is going to actually draw the collider. So let me show you something really quick. Oh yeah, I have a lot of errors now. So yeah, I should go to the actual collider prefab, for example, and you can see that Unity already has like this green outline to show the actual box of the collision. Okay, so that's fine, but I want to define different colors for different types of colliders. So that's what I want to do, and for that I need to basically go here and use this thing which is called on draw gizmo selected, and I could also like just on draw gizmos. That's it. So now, oh yeah, I also need to do on validate. So this editor underscore setup is going to function as a button that I press, and this thing, like this function is running in the editor. Like I don't need to be on runtime for this to be executed. So whenever I press, like I check this boolean to be true, it's going to automatically set it to false again. So it's going to be a button basically. I press it and then it disables right away. But what I need to do is just execute a bunch of things inside of this before it completes the cycle. So that's basically it. It's basically a button. So for this, I just need to do something, which is depending on what yeah, this, instead of calling this area type, is going to be called area mode. Okay, and then I'm going to say public, I'm going to create another enum, and I'm going to call it area type. Now this one is going to be the shape of the collider. Okay, so I can say box, I can say circle, and whatever. So for now I'm just going to use those two, which is, I don't know, the most convenient and basic ones. So here I can say public area type. Okay, and depending on the area type and mode, the actual collider, like I'm going to add a collider, a component. Okay, so this shouldn't be exposed like this. This should be like that. Okay, oh yeah, so this is going to be broken now, and yeah, I'm just going to comment all of this, and I'm going to basically remove this class entirely, but not yet. So, oh yeah, and also I need to change the name of this. So this is called interaction area. Oh, I can't do it until I fix this? Really? That's annoying. Okay, so I should go here and... oh yeah. Oh, it did change the actual name of the thing, but not working yet because it has some compiler errors. So here I should make it a property, I think. So yeah. So yeah, the collider is going to be property and whatever. So also I think I should create another section here called events. It's good. Perfect. Now, oh yeah, colliders debug. So all of this, what's this? So let me uncomment this. So on draw gizmos, blah blah blah, whatever, gizmo color, blah blah blah. Okay, collider, draw wire cube, center size. Okay. Yeah, I can just copy this and put it here. So like this. And also it doesn't have multiple colliders, it's just one. So I can just go here and I can just remove this. Okay. So here, what's the error here? So parentheses can be removed. Okay. Now what's the error? Use of unassigned local variable call. Is this because I need to do this? Nope. I don't know. Oh yeah, that was the, no, still not the error. So what the hell? What's happening here? Huh. So if call equals null, then return. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm going to call it C. And here is going to be C, and also here is going to be C. So here, instead of doing that, I would say area type equals, well, I should do like switch area type, and then add missing cases, and then if this is a box, then we draw a box. Okay, but if this is a whatever, circle collider 2D, c equals call as circle collider 2D, and now we say gizmos dot draw wire sphere or draw circle. Is that, yeah, wire sphere. As viewer, with the stream at 720p, we need a bigger minimal font size. Yeah, you're right. Let me just do this. Is that better? Is this better? It should be better now. One extra. Like, are you saying one more, or like this, like already is fine? Like, this is the default. Then one is this, one more, like this. Oh, this is really big. But whatever, if that works for you, that's fine. Is this better? What the hell? Where is the preview new window? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to use it like this. That's like, I mean, it's like ridiculously big on my screen, but if that works for you, then that's fine. I'm going to use it like this. Yeah, what I can do, instead of doing like maybe what I could do is so, because I don't really like this being like so long, so there must be some places where the lines get, yeah, so for example here, although I also don't like doing this like really long lines, but I don't know, it's too big on my screen, so change the font size. That's exactly what I was going to say. So workbench appearance, is this no, search for font. Yeah, the zoom is 2-step, is exactly what I was thinking. So maybe like one less like zoom level, but like increasing the font size a little bit. So right now it's 12. This is 14, which should be fine. 14, but maybe let's try, for example, 20. Is that good? Is that fine? Okay, great. I think I can, yeah, maybe this is good enough. So yeah. Okay, we're going to do that then. So draw wire sphere, then we're going to say z.center c dot what? Why am I not able to do like another variable? Let's call it box here. Yeah, I see why it's not working. Okay, so now circle the center. Is it not center again? Circle collider 2D. The bounce the center, is it? Yeah, and then circle the radius. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Now I'm thinking about doing this. Yeah, I think that's much cleaner, actually. So Now, I don't really like having the code like that much to the left. I mean, I'm so annoying with this kind of thing, so yeah, whatever. Okay, great. So this should work. This should actually work. And now this, depending on the actual thing, I have to create a switch again. So switch area type. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so I'm missing cases, and here I'm going to say add a component, like add a component. It's going to be a box collider 2D. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing the screenshot you sent. Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's how can I open the actual image? Open link. Okay, there it is. Yeah, like this. What's the maximum zoom? Yeah, this is not 720, I think, but yeah, it's kind of fine, I guess. Yeah, it should be good there. I can go even further, but yeah. I think at this size is like comfortable for me. So like at the limit. So yeah. Now here I should say try get component box collider 2D out B. Can I remove components? Is that a thing? Can I remove components from game objects? Why? Because this is the thing. So let me show you really quick. I'm trying to do something really like that's going to accelerate the implementation a lot. So for example, here I should have the actual like interaction area script, and based on some parameters I can update the script, and based on the parameters is going to do what I'm about to do is going to be done automatically by script. So depending on if I selected box or circle, let's say I selected circle, then it's going to do this. It's going to add the circle collider automatically, and it's going to set it to trigger or not depending on also some settings. So I'm basically doing some automation. Is that how it's called? Automation? So that I don't have to manually start doing stuff there. So if I want to change the thing, this is going to be adding components, but I need them to be removed too. So if I change it from circle to box, then only the box collider should be here. So then if I change it to circle, the box thing should be removed. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to Google that. I'm going to see if that's possible. Remove component. Okay, let's see this. In the inspector, select. Yeah, I don't want it. I want to do it. Destroy. Okay. Destroy, removes the script, removes the rigid body, the game object in 5 seconds, blah blah blah. Okay. Destroy immediate. Okay. That should work. So here... Yeah, that should work. Now... yeah. Here, instead of doing this, I should do circle collider to the C, and then I'm going to remove C, okay? Okay. Now this should work. I'm going to add the actual box collider to the box equals that, then call is going to be equals to box, okay, because it's a collider. But first, I need to set some settings to... Yeah, I can't remove it. I don't know if you sent that before I found this, but seems like this should work. So here, I would say box dot isTrigger equals to... And now we're going to say, okay, area mode isTrigger. If the area mode is equal to trigger, then I'm going to set isTrigger to true. That's basically it. When it's called onValidate. So onValidate is called every time I change something here in the inspector. So let's say I press this and change it to that. OnValidate, it's called once there. So it's pretty useful for editor stuff, but not for the game, like for runtime things. It's just for editor things. And I'm doing this just to make it easier for me to work on. So I'm basically going to do the same thing here. Instead, I'm going to say, okay, that, and then I'm going to say circle, and it's going to be circle, okay? Okay, that's good. Now what I'm thinking is that maybe I shouldn't do this there, or maybe I should, I don't know. Huh. Yeah, you know what? I think I should do that. Yeah. Now this should work. This, like the way it is, it should already work. You should put the owning object, not the collider. I think it should be the parent. Yeah, it is the owning object. So the same object is, it has the components attached to it. So it is this is the object, and those are the components that are attached to the object. Now I should go here and on trigger ledge. What the hell is this? Event type. Oh yeah. Now here I should do other.call. For example, in that case, that's better. Now here I can remove all of this, and I can also remove the freaking script entirely. So I'm just going to do that right away. Planet collider, circle collider. Oh no. The planet is an object that inside contains different objects for different things. And that's just how I like to do that, because I like to have everything separated in its own object. And I'm not dealing with like hundreds, not even tens of objects like this in the scene, so it's not a question of optimization at all, so it should be fine. So this script, I'm going to remove it. That's perfect. Okay, so So let's go here again, and now this on hurt intent, hurt, vector 2 hurt point. What the hell is this? On trigger, on raycast received. What the hell? Why is this? What? If hitbox is not null, hitbox dot on trigger. Okay. Okay, so I can see that I have this thing here, which is raycast hit received, and I mean, like, is this like useful at all? Yeah, I don't know why this is. Does the collider already work? Not yet, because I have like a bunch of errors in other scripts that I that were using this system, but yeah, right now I'm just changing a lot of the code to make it more clean, like cleaner, and yeah, now there's a lot of things that are broken basically. So on hurt intent, oh yeah, I see what is happening here. So yeah, there's one of the things. Now this play VFX thing, yeah. So hurt point, yeah. I'm just going to comment this, and I'm going to set like a to do. Well, maybe a fix me. Yeah. Okay, there's that, and what else is on hit intent? So this also needs to be removed there. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, I need some water. Oh. Okay, let's see. What else do I have broken here? Maybe that was all. Yeah, it's good now. We can optimize it later, of course. But right now, okay. Now you can see this, okay? So let's remove this, okay? This object called collider, I'm going to change the name because now it's not going to be a collider anymore. This is going to be called interaction area, okay? And now I can basically remove both of these here, which are the hitbox and hurtbox and whatever. Now, interaction area is just an object that's going to contain a collider. And that collider is going to be configured based on this, okay? So what's this? The properties are the area mode is basically what type of collider this is. So this is either a trigger or solid, okay? So depending on this is basically if we set the collider to be solid or not solid. Then the area type is the shape of the collider, okay? You know what? I think I should be changing the names because it makes more sense to name them based on what I was describing. So area mode, I think this should be called collider type. And this area type should be called collider shape. I think those names make a lot more sense. Yeah, I think it's a lot better that way. So now we can go here, and now they are going to make a lot more sense. I think I should start using more like, oh yeah, there's a couple errors now because there's a couple like things that don't like are not working anymore. Okay, then this script should be removed, and now I can save it. And now let me fix this really quick. Colliders, I can remove those, and this I can remove from here, and that's it. Okay. Okay. Now this is a prefab variant, but I would like to know a variant of what kind. Oh yeah, a variant of entity. Okay. Whatever. So astronaut. Now it has like a couple colliders. Yeah, it's a bit shitty because I had some configurations on the collider here in the ledge thing, and I lost that. But I can go to the previous commit and just copy the settings from there. It's not a big deal. So okay, so now I have the interaction system, and I have this prefab, which is called interaction area. And now I have this those settings, those properties that are going to define how the collider is. So the shape and the mode and the color and everything. Okay, the color is just to visualize them, and for debugging basically. So for example, I want this collider to be a trigger by default, and I want it to be a box by default. Then filter tags, I'm not going to add any, but I could add like multiple tags if I wanted. Okay, so those are the tags that this interaction area is going to detect. Okay, now also, oh yeah, I need to set this to interactions. That's important. And then I can also add other colliders that I want to ignore with this collider. Okay, so that's great. That's great. So now I can basically click this, which is a checkbox, but I made it work as a button. So you can see that when I press this, it can break. But let's see. Okay, perfect. So you can see that I pressed this, and this box collider to the component was automatically added to the component list here, and it's marked as a trigger based on this value, and that's amazing. Now the gizmo color is like transparent and whatever, but I can set it to whatever color I want. Now it should work now, but I'm not seeing the actual collider, so like not the collider, the gizmo. Okay, now I can see it. Okay, you can see it there, for example. So we can, if I set it to red, for example, Now if I want to change the color to a green, for example, we can see it as green, but it's a different green. Or I can say, no, this one should be yellow. Okay, you can see it as yellow. So this is pretty good, because now I can differentiate the different types of colliders or interaction areas based on the color. So for example, I can say, okay, so hitboxes are going to be red. Okay, and now I set it to red, and now I know that this is a hitbox, something that deals damage. But also I can say, okay, and then hurt boxes are going to be pink, and I set it to that color. And what's really good about this is that I can just now go to the astronaut. I can open up this the prefab, and here, for example, well, I need to copy the actual yeah, I'm going to copy the settings from the other commit, from a previous commit. Okay, so I'm going to push this first before I lose like all of the progress. Oh my god, I always forget to close this. Okay. Perfect. So okay, amazing. Now once this finishes pushing, I can go back to the previous commit. Okay. Yeah, I don't want it to update fork right now. So this, I can go back to this. Okay. So I can check out this commit. Okay, so that means I'm going to enter this this particular commit, which has the previous configuration of everything. So now I should see again the hurt box and the hitbox there. So I will reload this. Okay, and if I go to the astronaut again, you can see that all of the colliders are here again, and you can see like everything is back to the way it was before. But I only need this to just copy the settings. Okay, it's not that. So copy components. Oh yeah, it doesn't work like this. So yeah, maybe I can do this. Copy that for the ledge, and this one is for the physical collider. Okay, whatever. So this is for that, and this one is for it's the same one. Okay. I didn't yeah, I'm so dumb. I didn't screenshot, so that's what I wanted to do. Okay, because I really like the actual settings of the physical collider in the astronaut, and also this ledge thing is working pretty nicely. So I also want this to be the same, to have the same properties. So now I can just go back to the latest commit, and I should be able to copy the settings. I'm going to move this to these other monitors so that I can actually see them more easily. Okay, so now it should say reload scene and blah blah blah. Okay, back to the astronaut. Okay, and now here you can see that the actual like settings on this are like it's really bad. So physics, for example, this is for physics. And yeah, so basically for this one, I would just copy the same settings that I have here. Okay. Now there's one thing I'm trying to think about, which is should I create so let me think about this. So I can create a prefab variant of this, okay? And yeah, I don't know if that's the best idea actually, because every type, like every thing, like different interaction area is going to have a different configuration. But like, I don't know if I need to have, like, for example, one global interaction area for physics, okay, for a physical collider, or I can just put the actual interaction area wherever it needs to be and just set it up from there, and that's it. I don't know what's the best way, like, to do this. So let's say, for example, in astronaut, I have this collider underscore physics, which is like the old name. It should be called something like interaction. This one too. So this is, for example, this interaction is for physics, like in general, like for colliding with the ground and stuff like that. But this is a trigger that's its only purpose is to detect ledges, so that the code knows if, like, you can grab to that ledge and climb it or not. And I think I should be doing something like, for example, just putting like the actual collider there, set the name, and then set the actual like configuration here. I think that's going to be the best thing I can do. So yeah. So I'm thinking that here I shouldn't have any collider at all, and I should move a couple things from place to place. So here, instead of having that there, I should put it here, like that, I think. Yeah, the color can be at the bottom, and that's it. So yeah, I think that's going to be the best thing I can do. Now the color is going to be green, okay? But now, for example, if I go back to the astronaut, okay, here you can see interactions, interaction underscore physics. This is for physics, okay? And I want this to be a solid collider, and I want it to be a box. And I have one filter tag, which is for ground. And ignore, I don't have any ignores, so that it can detect anything it wants, but But yeah. Okay, perfect. So now if I press this, which is setup, is going to add the actual collider there, okay? Now, the actual settings of the collider, of the physical collider, should be, I should copy the things here. So material, I should add this one called not friction. I have everything here in my other screen, so 0.265. Then this is 0.1, this is 0.5, and this is 0.17. Oh, I didn't copy any layer overrides. That's annoying. I don't think so, this, like, I don't know. I don't think this is doing anything at all. So yeah. Yeah, I think that should be it. Like, it should be whatever. Now we already have the physical collider, okay? Now for the ledge one, I should do the same thing, okay? This one instead is going to be a trigger, it's not a solid collider. This one is also a box, and this should detect also the ground, okay? Perfect. So, and there's no ignore too, so I think the ignore are going to be set for some for hitboxes and hurt boxes. But for now, I can just say setup, and the color for this one should be a yellow color, okay? And yeah, for the physics one, I want to use this green, which is a bit nicer. Okay, great. And now, what else do I want to do? I want to copy the settings here. So this is, for this one, is going to be 0.04 and 0.32 here, and 0.14 there. That's it. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. So okay, so I'm thinking, like, should I use green for the physical collider? I'm thinking that I should maybe use some kind of, I don't know, gray, or maybe like brown. Maybe brown is the best option, so like it reminds me of the ground, like the dirt, or I don't know. Maybe it's a dumb thing, but I don't know. I think it could be a good way to define the collision. So this orange one is for the physical collision maybe, and then the yellow one is for like interactions with the environment, for like mobility and stuff like that. And then I can use green. I can use green for actual like areas of interaction, for example with NPCs or stuff like that. And then I can use red for hitboxes, and I can use for example pink for hurt boxes. So for example, I can duplicate this one, I can call it hurt box, okay? And now, oh yeah, the tag on these ones, now why is one of them with the tag player and the other one is not? Oh, I think I should like revert all of this. Yeah, revert, The position is okay. That's fine. Okay. Now what else is... yeah. Okay, that's great. For this, revert. Perfect. Revert for this one and revert for this one. And also revert this too. Now, hurtbox, this is going to have the tag hurtbox. Okay. And now the settings for this one are going to be similar to, you know what, I can copy the physics one because the shape of the hurtbox should be like pretty similar. So hurtbox, in this case, this is going to be pink. So I'm going to choose a really nice pink for this. But in this case, the shape should be like, I don't know, it should be a bit bigger, I think, and it shouldn't have any radius. But it should be like maybe a bit bigger in the x-axis and a bit smaller in the y-axis. And yeah, I think that's, well, I don't know. Huh. Yeah, maybe it's very small, so maybe like that. 0.5 and then 0.25. Yeah, I think that's a bit better actually. So yeah, you can already see. Let's try with this pink, which is a bit brighter. Let's try a couple different colors and see what looks best. Yeah, I think that's a bit better for the actual thing. So okay. So we should be good to go with this. Okay. Yeah, I'm not convinced with the actual, like with the physical collider. I'm thinking that maybe I could use white. Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe this, like the yeah, I think the one after that, which is a bit grayish. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so we have, you can already see all of the colliders, the different colliders that the astronaut has. So the white one is for the physics, okay? Then the pink one is for the hurtbox, and then the yellow one is for the ledge, the ledge grab thing, like functionality. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So now I think I can go here and just say, for example, should be able to go into senses, and I'm going to actually change something here, because I have a reference, direct reference to Box Collider 2D, and that's not something I want to be doing. So instead of that, I should say interaction area, and this should be called physics call. Okay, I think that's going to be better. And actually, you know what? There's in In Godot, you attach colliders to layers/mask. Only things on the same layer can interact. Yeah, Unity has the same thing actually, so let me show you really quick. That's really useful. So for example, you can see that all of these are the different colliders, okay? And all of them are in the layer called interactions. And that layer, so the actual like physical layers are defined here, so how they interact with each other. And you can see that I untoggled everything. Everything is disabled, but the interactions one, which is only interacting with itself. So it's like colliders have to be in the same layer, and they are only on this layer, which is really good to have only one layer, because the physics engine of Unity is going to only be checking one layer, and that's it. So that's, in terms of optimization, is really good. Now there's one thing though, and that's that maybe in the future for some reason I need to create a new layer or something like that. I think that I shouldn't need to do that, because for detecting certain things versus another, so for example, let's say I want this collider, this one, to only detect the ground and not projectiles or hitboxes or anything at all. That's why I'm using this thing which is called filter tags, which this is a thing I created in the class. And here I can define what things I want to interact only with this collider. So I think that's pretty clean. So I hope this works actually. So yeah. Now there's another thing I wanted to change, which is here when I'm like doing the wire cube, I'm doing size, but let me show you something. For example, the ledge thing, you can see the collider is that, and when I unselect it, you can see the actual gizmo with the actual color is the same size. But let me show you what happens with the physics collider. So you can see there is the white rectangle, okay? Watch what happens when I select it. You can see there's another thing that goes around it, and it's a bit bigger. So that's the radius, and I'm using that because it has these rounded corners, which are really good for like ledges like this, so that the player doesn't get stuck there. So this is really good, but I would like the actual gizmo, like the white rectangle, to show that too. So I think I only need to say box.radius, edge radius. Yeah, it doesn't work. So why is it not working? Oh yeah, because I should do something like vector 2.1 multiplied by that. So is this going to work? It doesn't work. So why? Oh, vector 3. Okay. Okay, so now it should work. Now we should see how the white rectangle gets bigger. Yeah, it actually did. Okay, so now if I select this, well, it's kinda, yeah, I don't know. It's not representative exactly of how the collider looks like, but I don't care. It's fine for now. So yeah. Now I can go here and set this for the physics call, and set this one for the hurtbox. And hitbox, well, the astronaut doesn't have a hitbox, so I'm just going to create one right now. And I'm going to set the size to 0.5 or 0.1 and 0.1, and the actual offset is going to be 0.5 or 0.4, and here is going to be 0.2, whatever, and the color is going to be red. Maybe like a little bit there. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so we have our hitbox, but this hitbox is not going to do anything. And also, why did the actual tag get like removed? I don't know, it doesn't matter. So okay, oh yeah, and this is not solid. What the hell? This should be a trigger, so yeah, I should be setting it to trigger there and there to trigger too. Okay. Oh yeah, and they should not have any physics material. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, I think everything is in place now. So now I can go there, like here. No, here to senses and just set the hitbox there. And also for the ledge detection. Oh yeah, it's already set there. That's great. Perfect. Well, everything should work the same way it was working before. So yeah. And that's going to be the stream for today, okay? Yeah, we made quite a bit of progress. That's really good. So we now have this prefab. It's called interaction area, and it basically just can be used for wherever thing we need, and we can just set the actual settings here and just set up the interaction area, and it's going to set all of the things we need. And that's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. Another thing I'm thinking about is that I could use, like, I could have another setting here for what type of interaction area it is, because for example I have like a physical interaction area, I have like a movement detection, I have for like hitbox and hurtbox and stuff like that, and I could add another field here so that I can press just, for example, hitbox, and then it automatically creates all of this. Like it sets the color to red, and it also filters the tag. Well, I'm just realizing now, hurtbox should only detect hitbox, and then hitbox should only detect hurtbox. So for example, that, yeah, I think these two could be their own prefab variant, I think. But I am also thinking that maybe like I want for some characters or things to have different shapes for the hurtbox or hitbox collider shape. So yeah. In any case, I need to go now. So that's going to be the stream for today. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you, Ciala, for coming to the stream and for chatting as always. Thank you very, very much. Also, thank you, Quometer, for chatting too. And yeah, one last comment. Thanks for the feedback yesterday. Oh yeah, of course, no problem. No problem about it. Of course, you can send whatever you want to the Discord, and then I'm always going to give you feedback when I can, because sometimes I'm really busy, so it takes a couple days for me to read it. So yeah, I just read stuff when I have the time, and yeah. But yeah, that's a pretty good idea you have there in the in that document. So that game idea is really good. It's really it's a really solid idea. I would like to see how that turns out. So are you going to implement, to actually like develop the game, or is just for like a, I don't know, school project or university project? I don't know. well, whatever. I'm just asking questions here, but I really need to go. Have to do some stuff, and it's getting late. So yeah, you need to develop. Okay, so yeah, of course. Talk to you later. So whatever you do with the project, be sure to send it to the Discord. I would love to see that. So that's amazing. Okay, so for everyone who's watching on YouTube or whatever platform, check out the official Voyager Discord and be sure to check it out and join if you want. You can get notifications there when I go live, okay? So if you want to catch me live streaming, you can join the Discord and you're going to be notified there, okay? Or you can also follow me on Twitch or subscribe to the YouTube channel, okay? If you're watching there, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, again, thank you very much for the new subscriptions. We're at 20 subscribers on YouTube. That's amazing. That's really good. So thank you very much. I hope we continue to grow the YouTube channel. Okay, so that's gonna be the stream. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye.